Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. It's time for a full week of streaming fun here on DSPGaming. This week is a great one, including my year-end series and the premiere of a brand new wrestling commentary show, plus the continuation of a whole bunch of content, including Dark Souls with mods for the very first time, Indiana Jones, Stalker 2, some Street Fighter and Call of Duty, and good variety to share. It's going to be a great, great week. And I hope that you guys are ready to chill with me here today as we talk about all of that and more on today's return episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Slow to the gun today. How is everyone today? Welcome to the show. Today is Sunday, the 5th of January, 2025. This is the Level 1 Podcast. I'm excited for a fun new week of streams with all of you. FYI, after figuring out the schedule, I can now officially tell you all what's going down each day, which I couldn't do earlier in the week, but this is the 6-day streaming week for me again. Initially, the idea that I'm going to be taking some more time off to spend with my wife, and that is still going to happen. But I talked with her about, when specifically should we take the extra day off and this and that, and we determined, this week doesn't make sense scheduling with all this stuff going on with her work and everything. So I'll be here 6 days starting today all the way through Friday. Okay, now, FYI, thank you so much. Wow, we're starting today strong with some support. Perry the White just dropped a 10-member bomb on the channel. Thank you so much, Perry. What a great way to start today. Appreciate that. Let's get that added to the leaderboard. So that means today we start with $30 of support, because each member on YouTube is about $3 for me. Now, interestingly enough, some people have been asking, Phil, why don't you have gifted memberships on the leaderboard? There's really two reasons for that. Allow me to explain. The first reason is because we have, I should say, a lot of abuse with people gifting VPN memberships. What does that mean? People were coming in here using a VPN and were gifting memberships 10, 20, 50 that were worth like 10 cents. So by having a leaderboard, basically these people were attempting to kind of abuse that system to get attention for themselves. Pretty messed up that they could do that. Say, oh, I'm from Argentina, where a membership costs less than a penny, and I could drop bombs like that. So that was about a year ago when that started here, and the channel really got hurt a lot because of that. Therefore, that's why we don't even have member goals on YouTube. Remember, we used to have them, and I got rid of them a year ago because, what's the point when memberships are literally like nearly worthless? The good news is if you buy a real membership, it helps me a lot. So, Perry, I really appreciate that. Now, the other thing is, with the memberships, as you can see, we got a section for like each way you can contribute. Subs are for Kick, super chats are for YouTube, tips are for anyone, because it's kind of third party through PayPal. If I were to put memberships up there, we well could do that, but the leaderboard's going to start to get crowded. Like, so for example, right now we could demo it today and see what happens, right? So here we go. Let's say we did top members, right? Barry the White. Oh, I should have done 10, which is all well and good. And it's going to auto adjust the size of the text. But what's going to happen is, as you're going to see, the leaderboard is going to begin to fill up pretty quickly. And at some point, it's just going to become so small that I don't know if it's worth it. We could try it, because people have been asking me to try to do this. However, just to forewarn you, if we start getting people coming in here again, gifting ginormous amounts of fake memberships, we're just going to take it off the leaderboard, because, again, that's what they're trying to do, is disrupt the content. So let's see what happens. But Perry, thank you for the first contribution of the new week. Really appreciate that. Good to see you. Happy New Year, by the way. I don't think I've seen you in 2025 yet. Okay, so this week's going to be a good one. 6 days of streaming for me. Originally, it was only going to be like 5, but it's going to be 6 because, like I said, scheduling wise, I'm not sure if next week I'll try to take an extra day off with my wife or not. It's to be determined. But this week, we're going to have some really special, fun stuff going on. You know, first of all, the year-end series begin tonight, okay, on the late stream, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. It is the top 20 most disappointing game playthroughs of 2024. And that's a lot different from the worst games. I want everyone to understand this ahead of time. This is not, oh, horrible games, although very well some of the things in the countdown could be games that I didn't really like. It's basically playthroughs that I attempted, and for whatever reason, they really disappointed me, okay? Whether it's a full game that I finished and it didn't live up to expectations, whether it's a game that I really liked, but it didn't seem like it caught on with the audience, you know, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So that's going to be tonight. Now, there's 20 entries. I don't know if it's going to take the entire night stream or not. It really depends on how things flow, how the tech works. Because let me tell you guys, I have been working on stuff literally every night for the last, week to 2 weeks extra time. Basically what happens is I do my full streaming day and then I log off, I upload, I spend some time with my wife. She goes to sleep and then I end up coming back into this office working another hour or two every night. It's the only way I had time to work on the year-end series and this new wrestling commentary show coming up on Tuesday. So I put in a ton of extra work this week. I really hope it pans out. I hope that people enjoy the year-end series this year. I hope that people like the new wrestling commentary show because, man, with all the extra work and effort, I hope that, people will come by and actually enjoy the content. By the way, shout out to Pausen, 35 months as a member. Thank you so very much, Pausen. I appreciate that. At the super supporter level, too. And then the first tip of the week has come in. Mr. Puffy Nipples, a $2.25 tip. They just got out of hospital yesterday. Hold on. Windows 11 is frustrating. That's all I'm going to say. I was in the hospital for 4 days. I have a long way to recover. I'm very, very sorry to hear this. I hope that you feel better. And welcome back to the streams. Hopefully, as you recuperate, my content will entertain you. And, you can lean back and relax and enjoy the fun here on stream. Now, I just can't wait to put someone named Mr. Puffy Nipples onto my leaderboard. Let me tell you, it's what I really look forward to all week long. To get nips up on the leaderboard, right? So there you go. As you can see, it's already getting quite busy. We'll see what happens today if the leaderboard gets too crazy and out of control. Okay. So, tonight, the top 20 most disappointing playthroughs of the year countdown. If we get through it in, say, like an hour, and we have the time, then the second half of the stream will be the top 20 best game playthroughs of 2024. So it depends on time. If we definitely take all night to do the most disappointing, then tomorrow night, Monday night, we will do the best. And I want to give it as much time as needed. I don't want to rush through and end up, having to say, oh, now it's like, skipping ahead or not saying a lot about each game. I want to say, my piece about each game, and it should be fun. So let's see how it goes tonight. And that way we're in no rush, no pressure to get through it, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to continue on with all the great stuff that we're doing. So actually, you know what I should do? Let me open up my schedule so that each day I'm hitting on the right games and stuff. Because like I said, I've been all over the place recently with how much work I've been putting in. I tend to get a little scatterbrained. So, okay. So today it's Dark Souls 1 with mods. All right. Right after this podcast ends. We started this up the other day and it was really good. Much better graphics. The ninja class is unique because it's a unique bleed build that also has the parry capability. Using the Uchikatana early and being able to be very evasive, dodging around. I think what it is I'm fast and I do a lot of damage with the bleed build, but at the same time, I'm kind of like a glass cannon where I take a lot of damage. So it's kind of like a trade-off. And the enemies and bosses have way more health, but also have really cool new abilities. Like, for example, we fought the Taurus Demon, and the Taurus Demon had the ability to use magma attacks. Like, it was spewing magma on the ground. It jumped and tossed a giant magma fireball at me. And those are not abilities that the Taurus Demon had in the original game. So I think as we play further in, each boss is going to have new unique stuff to it. That's kind of cool. You know, I'm excited to see, you know, what is added to the game new and how that applies and affects overall the game's, you know, fun factor. There might be some really exciting exciting stuff, new stuff, right? That's true. I keep having fall deaths in the playthrough so far. Like, if you actually look at how many times I've died way more to falling than anything else. Because I roll like further than you normally would, but then you end up rolling right off the ledge and stuff. So I really enjoyed the first session the other day. Continuing on today on the main stream, I hope you'll stick around for it. And tonight is the top 20 most disappointing playthroughs of the year countdown on the late stream. Okay, tomorrow we're going to continue on with Stalker 2 as a daytime major stream. As you know, the story has really picked up in Stalker 2. We arrived at this kind of like institute where they're studying the effects of the radiation and stuff that's been going on in the zone. And in fact, they have this artifact thing that they're calling, what did they call it? I'm trying to remember what it's called. It has this unique name, but apparently it has the ability to grant wishes, to which you're like, is that really true? And what they're basically saying is, no, not really. That basically it can maybe like distort your mind and make you hallucinate. So we're going to see, because we're actually at a point where we're doing a mission with this artifact. And so we're going to resume right from there and see how it goes and see what's really up with that. So Monday night is up in the air. If we've finished all of our countdowns, then we're just going to do another fun like multiplayer stream. But if we haven't, then we're going to do the top 20 best game playthroughs of the year countdown. Okay. Then on Tuesday, we have something special for you guys. There will not be an episode of the Level 1 podcast on Tuesday morning. All right. Instead, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be bringing to you the first ever episode of a brand new wrestling commentary show starring myself and Ashton from Kino Casino. It is a crossover project. We're going to see how it works. I'm going to be watching Monday Night Raw on Monday night on Netflix on its debut. And then we're going to be taking notes and we're going to be doing a commentary show on wrestling and Raw this coming Tuesday morning. So in place of this podcast, I'm going to be broadcasting the wrestling commentary show, co-broadcasting actually, because it's going to be on the DSP Reacts channel on YouTube. So if you haven't checked it out yet, youtube.com/@DSP Reacts, head over there. You're going to want to subscribe to the channel because you're going to want to be able to talk in the chat, right? So that's how you're going to do. You got to be able to talk. So subscribe to the channel, check it out ahead of time. Be sure that you're on that channel for the show that morning. It's going to start around the exact same time as this podcast, which, roughly between 11:15 a.m. The show will go online, and then we'll get started. I predict, since this is our first episode and we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw, it'll probably last anywhere from 90 minutes to 2 hours long. Okay, so no rush. We're going to give it the time it needs. We're only talking about Raw, but at the same time, it's supposed to be this big landmark episode of Raw where they're moving from USA Network to Netflix for the first time. And in addition, it's the first time that I'm watching pro wrestling in over 4 years. The last match that I watched was Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar for the title at WrestleMania, whichever one was the empty WrestleMania. Remember the one they had at the Thunderdome or whatever? Yeah, like that was the last match I've seen of pro wrestling. So this will be very interesting. We'll find out, how it goes. I don't know. Wrestling was at one point very popular, and then it kind of fell out of popularity, and then it's kind of bounced back and forth between. Everyone tells me that WWE has massively improved since I was watching it 4 years ago. So I guess we'll find out. All right. So we'll see how it goes. And hopefully you guys will show up. I get the feeling there's going to be some crossover with some of the viewership from Kino Casino. It's kind of a co-project. So I'm going to be broadcasting it on the React channel, but also on my Kick channel, DSPGaming Reel on Kick. So either way you can watch and you can support, of course. So I hope that you'll check it out and support the efforts for us to do something completely different. Now if the show works and we're enjoying ourselves and we give it like a month and it picks up and it has a following and people are, enjoying the pro wrestling stuff again, then there's potential to branch out and do other content. Like we've talked about covering the pay-per-view events, covering maybe some AEW because I wasn't aware of this, but AEW All Elite Wrestling is on Max. They just got added to the Max streaming service like a couple weeks ago, which I didn't know. So I have access to that. I just don't know if I want to start watching it. I guess we'll have to see. So anyway, let's see what happens with this show. I'm excited for it. That's Tuesday morning, no podcast. Instead, it's that show. Now, once the podcast ends, once the wrestling show ends, then we're going to jump into Indiana Jones and the Great Circle here on DSPGaming. And then on Tuesday night, it's going to be more Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 multiplayer on keyboard and mouse here on the channel as well. Wednesday, we'll probably get back into the Dark Souls 2 with mods. And on Wednesday night, I'm going to do another stream of Killer Frequency. We played Killer Frequency last week and enjoyed it. It advanced the plot, and there were some interesting situations where we had to save townspeople from this vicious killer that's going through town trying to serial kill everyone. So it was fun, and I'm excited for that. So that's what I know so far. I'm still going to be here Thursday and Friday as well, probably continuing on with all the major playthroughs, but that's what you can expect. Now, already I'm getting some questions. Why are you doing this new wrestling show in the morning instead of at night when you get more audience? Because at night, that's when Kino Casino broadcasts. So we can't do a wrestling commentary show that's going to step on the toes of their already pre-existing show that's very popular, which, by the way, is going to be likely way more popular than the wrestling commentary show. That's the focus. That's his main job, Ash. That's what he's working on. So we have to do it much earlier in the day so it doesn't interfere with their schedule. So I'm excited. And by the way, I've put in a lot of work, not only into the year-end series, but also into this wrestling commentary show. I've got a new intro, new logo, new setup. It's going to be my first time actually trying to do Discord on the new PC and setup. So expect technical issues, but at the same time, I'm on a brand new setup with all new tech. So I'm thinking there shouldn't be issues. Like I'm thinking, hopefully everything will just work well. And, it should be very enjoyable with better webcam quality or whatever. The way I'm doing it is instead of just doing the show entirely through Discord, like I've done a couple of times in my interviews, I'm going to have my full quality cam. And then I'm going to have, Ashton through Discord on the screen as well. So it should be good. I think it's going to turn out really well. Actually, I'm feeling pretty confident about it. New mic and everything, it should be great. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. The only bummer, we can't show any footage. I mean, we got a whole wrestling commentary show and we can't show you any of the wrestling because even if we show a screenshot, WWE is so ridiculous about copyright on YouTube, they will strike down the show. So we just have to talk instead of actually showing you anything about Raw, which really sucks. But that's exactly what I did 10 years ago when I did my old wrestling commentary show. We couldn't show anything because of that. Pretty ridiculous. In fact, the times we tried to show stuff, WWE did actually strike us down. Like I remember we went to WrestleMania one year and I had filmed some of the intros, like the people coming out and little highlights from the matches. And I did post them up to the channel, taken down almost immediately. Like, wow, pretty ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, coming up on Tuesday. And I'm very curious to see how many of you will show up for this. I realize I have not been into pro wrestling in a very long time, right? Like I've stopped talking about it. We stopped covering the WWE games. So I get it that some people might be like, man, Phil's he's into this now, but he's been out for so long. But the thing is, I know that my audience, a lot of you have been interested in pro wrestling. Many of you talk about it in chat all the time. I see you reference it and everything. And so I'm curious, what kind of interest this will get. Also, with Ashton and his audience on Kino Casino, some of them are pro wrestling fans. So to see people come over and check out this new show is going to be neat and see if we can get our own audience for it or not. It might be some crossover or not. We'll have to see. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. And then we'll go from there and see how it goes and, continue on with all my other content. But it's New Year. And like I said, I'm willing to try new stuff. Really, I am. And, I'm excited to see what the future holds. I'm not just going to sit here and just do my own thing endlessly. If opportunities arise and things to try out appear, I will try them. There's no reason not to. I certainly now have the tech and the set and everything to do it. So why wouldn't I try to branch out a little bit and do some new stuff, correct? So, this is the first example of that. There may be more stuff coming up this year as well, new stuff that I experiment with. But this is the first, okay? Holy crap, really? Lady Christmas says, I really got into your content back when you were playing WWE All-Stars, if you remember that. Of course I remember that. Remember it's the cartoonish game where all the characters are like hyper exaggerated and look kind of like claymation or cartoon characters, action figures for the, pretty much. I mean, that game was wild and zany. Okay, so that's what's coming up this week, and I hope you guys are excited for all the new content. Yesterday was my day off, and I'm curious if this even works. I'm gonna try something. I didn't put a button for it here, but I think I had it programmed in here, a scene for Phil's day off, but I don't know if it actually works. I only tried it once. Where did I put it? I don't have it. I swear I did. Oh, here we go. It does work. Look at that. I actually did have it set up. Cool. I didn't even realize that I had it set up. I don't know if I have pop-ups on the screen. Oh, yeah, I do. Well, there you go. I had it set up all along. I just hadn't been using it. So, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday was my day off from streaming. Very wet, rainy day here in Washington, and I had a lot to do. I had errands to run. I returned, like no exaggeration, like 5 or 6 items to Amazon yesterday. It was basically 3 boom arms that I had tested before this one that weren't as good. So I returned all of those. No, actually, I take it back. It was 3 boom arms, and it was a mini mic stand that I had tried. So 4 of those, and the other one was this flexible arm that would have attached to this desk, and I would have been able to put things on it, such as my camera and lighting. But it just wasn't strong enough. Like, I put the clamp on this table, and immediately what they did is they had put these like adhesive stickers on it with rubberized to try to hold something. They immediately came off. Like the first time I applied the clamp, they were coming off. I was like, it's just not a very good quality product, which sucks. So anyway, I ended up returning a whole bunch of stuff, and I ended up getting a bunch of money back. I was running around doing stuff. Yesterday, we did something that is a big positive step. Let's put it that way. Yesterday, I hired a company to come out here and basically do junk removal. Okay. So over the last decade that I've lived in this house, now it's a decade in, almost 11 years now. Things have happened, clutter, accumulated stuff, things break down and you replace them, but then you don't get rid of the old thing. Trash accumulating all around the house. So basically my wife and I did a big house cleaning. We went through every closet in the house. And we took big contractor bags and filled them full of crap that we don't want anymore, or things that are busted, or, boxes that we saved for absolutely no reason. Our garage, notably, was really bad. First off, no lie, the previous people that lived here before I moved in a decade ago had left behind a whole bunch of crap. They had left behind tools and junk. I had told you guys, the people who lived here previously, pretty interesting story. So apparently it was supposed to be people who were like in their mid-50s. And everyone here was happy because like, oh, nice new neighbors. And then all of a sudden they move in. They're like, oh, by the way, we're not living here. Our 17-year-old son is living here all year by himself. We just bought the house for him to live in. And we're going to be gone like 10 months of the year. And we're going to come back for like Christmas and that's it. Oh, so let's see. A 17-year-old male gets free reign of a house to himself. Gee, I wonder what he'll do. So basically, he was running a chop shop out of this house. He had people coming in and out of the garage as if it were like a mechanic shop, which is, by the way, against all the rules here. And he had all kinds of tooling and shit in there. He had cars up on jacks constantly. It sucks because like our actual garage has like oil stains from this guy like doing oil changes in the garage and then never cleaning it. At one point when I had first moved in, found all kinds of crap that was left behind, but I never really had a chance to clean out the house. My job was moving in and getting to work and everything. And then what happens is you just get caught up in everything, in life. And that's what happened with me is I just got caught up in life doing my thing and never really got out the house and started fresh. So that's what we did. We went through all the different cabinets and things. We unloaded them and loaded this junk removal truck up with a billion things. And basically now our garage is completely empty. Like all the crap is gone. All of our closets are reorganized. We're now working on taking this room across the hallway that really has no use and turning it into something useful, making it like a spare room that has use that we can stuff in. Also, the treadmill that I use, moving that into the garage now because now we have a room. So the garage is a great place to work out. So now actually utilizing that space. And what we're going to do is probably do a wall-to-wall clean, scrub the whole damn thing out and then start using it for storage properly, start using it for other things. So it's good because we have not really utilized all the space in our home. We have a house with a lot of rooms and a lot of space, but it's kind of been like cluttered up with crap. And now we have opportunity to try to take advantage of that space and do things with it, really make the house feel better. And again, the reason why we're able to do this stuff is you guys, because we've had so much support over the last, 6 months that we've been able to afford things like buy a new washer dryer, put fans into the room, and now afford to do like a minor kind of renovation like this, where we could clean everything out and pay someone to come remove all the crap. For me to go to the dump and get rid of that stuff would have taken like 10 trips. So just to have it all go in one fell swoop was great. It was very relieving feeling. So that was where a lot of my day went yesterday. It was basically running around doing errands, and then this junk removal and stuff like that. I did spend some good relaxation time with my wife, which is what I really wanted. And I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to spend time with my wife because last week was like so busy. Remember I told you last week I was building furniture and stuff, which is very frustrating. This week it was more, let's just relax. We watched some Shark Tank together. I watched her play some relaxing video games. It was a much better day in that regard. Dropping off again. People are saying that the microphone is dropping off again. The only thing I can do about that, if I take a look at filters, I believe it is the, not the limiter. It is the, not noise suppression, the noise gate, right? What I can do is I can try to lessen the opening threshold because if it's dropping off, it just means that there's a noise that's a little lower and it's not picking it up. I doubt it's a louder sound that it's dropping off. It's probably dropping off lower sounds, I would think. So what I could just try to do is open up the threshold a little more. Here we go. So I tried to open up the threshold a little more. I just hope that that doesn't result now in it picking up the game audio and creating an echo. I guess we'll have to see. But I just opened it up slightly more. Hopefully that'll help. It's like right when I'm about to finish a sentence. That's definitely the low range then. I'm not getting really loud at the end of a sentence. I'm getting lower at the end of a sentence. So if it's dropping off the end of a sentence, it's that, yeah. Okay. So hopefully that helped. I just tweaked it a bit. Let me know if that helped at all. Okay. And again, when I play games today, please let me know if we're picking up too much audio from the game. We got to find this happy medium of no echo, but also it's picking up my voice. Does it really? People are saying it sounds better already. Here we go. Just a little tweaking every day, right? A little bit of tweaking. I'm going to try one more thing, right? I'm going to try one more thing. Ready? I'm going to go for, let's try this. Ready? Tell me how this sounds. Okay. Does that sound a little better as well? Because basically what I'm doing is tweaking a little bit every single day, trying to get the mic to sound better. And what I think, this mic has all these cool filters and stuff, but they're not all great. So what I'm trying, like this mic tries to add more bass, but as it adds more bass, it adds echo effect as well. And I'm trying to reduce the amount of echo. No, that sounds worse. It's more silent. What is that? It's more silent. Every day we're going to mess with this a little more till we get it right. And it's going to take a while. It's not going to, new tech and everything takes a while. I'm no longer using a preamp. Lower volume. If it lowered the volume, then I can increase the gain. Because what it is I turned off. It's this thing that's called, tone. So the tone, at one point I had it as natural, but natural added more bass, but the bass made it sound echoey. So I'm trying to get rid of that. But if I need to boost the gain more, then I will. The mic is near my face. The mic is literally 1 foot away from my face right now. You know, because people are like, oh, move it even closer. Well, I could, but then I'm going to be spitting all over it. It's disgusting. You know, it's very close. Like right now, it's quite close to me. The only way I can make it closer would be to do this. See, now it's even closer, but now it's blocking the shot. And that's the problem. You know, that's the trade-off. You want to see a nice background or do you want perfect audio? You know, you can't have this, you can't have everything. Oh, excuse me. So let's see, you know, whatever you guys want, because I can make it, if I make it taller, sadly, it's further away. So you gotta go like this, and then like, maybe like that. Try to get it closer to me a little bit. I mean, that's pretty much as close as it's gonna get, unless I shove it in my mouth. Okay, this is really close now. Like this is less than a foot away. So, you wanted to see the RGBs, lower it. You can see the RGBs, they're reflecting on the thing. See, they're like blue right there. I changed the RGB colors a few times. Now they're blue and green? No, just blue, looks like. Okay. Anyway. All right. So my day off yesterday consisted of junk removal, running errands, and spending some relaxing time with my wife. We got pizza for dinner. We got a really good pizza for dinner from a place that does deep dish pizza. When I say deep dish, I mean like the pan style pizza. Remember, does anyone remember? You guys probably don't remember. Do you remember Pizza Hut used to actually do pan style pizza in like the 80s and 90s, and it was like pretty good? And then all of a sudden Pizza Hut decided they wanted to change to become competitive with like Domino's. And when they did, their pizza went right down the shitter because it just was like everybody else's, right? Yeah, pretty bad, in my opinion. Like, I wish that they had stayed the way that they were, because I used to go to their restaurant and actually eat the pizza in person, you know, at the restaurant when they used to have that experience. And I liked it. I would go with my parents and we'd order either one of the giant pizzas that was like square cut, or I would get like a personal pizza, my own toppings, you know, get a combo or whatever. It was really good. So it's sad that they kind of changed their whole menu to be something different. But there's a local place that does pan pizza just like Pizza Hut used to do. So we got it. It was like really, really good. So anyway, yeah, good stuff. You know what I'm thinking is maybe we should just get rid of this, even though I like it. Like, what's the point of having the portal gun if it's just going to get blocked by the microphone? That's better. It took me a week to figure that out, right? It took me a week. Or should I rotate it around? Hold on. There. That's much better. And now the microphone can go wherever I want and it won't block the shot. And now the portal gun isn't distracting there either. I told you this is a work in progress. This is stuff we got to figure out. This year, with the set being way more minimalist, meaning I don't have the big artwork out. You know, and by the way, I'm not planning to pull out the big artwork again. Some of the small ones I will, like the little Mega Man ones and stuff, I'll still have from time to time. But I'm not going to have like the ginormous take up half the shot art. What's the point of having this background if I have art out that's blocking it, right? You know, when I didn't have anything nice to show off, that I had art behind me. I don't really need to have that anymore, you know? What we'll do is we'll do different sets with, sometimes we'll have all these signs, sometimes we won't. Maybe I'll have other things like we'll bring back the little Blanca figure and, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that. I have other things too. I have like Lego Ryu and Mega Man and stuff that I could put out. That would be pretty nice. So anyway, hopefully this sounds better now. So we're tweaking every day. Hopefully this sounds better, and hopefully the set is looking better for you now. Okay? Okay. Cool. So relaxing day yesterday. Nothing too crazy to talk about, but I had a good time with my wife, and that's what I really needed. Like after having a long work week, you want to have a day where even if you have to do some stuff that's work related, or you know, you want to be able to relax. And I did. I actually got a good amount of relaxation time in with my wife yesterday. We had some good pizza. It was a good day. Much better than last week where I was all stressed out because I had done like building furniture and crap like that, right? Wow, this looks way better immediately, doesn't it? Holy crap. It looks like way better. Huge improvement. Okay. Am I drinking coconut water? No, this is just flavored seltzer water, you know, from my local grocery store. Nothing special or anything. Okay. All right. So, to be honest, everyone, that's about what I've got to talk about for today. Now, this week, very well, there may be some interesting gaming news and the like. For example, I've been keeping my eyes and ears peeled. There's a lot of rumors going on regarding the Switch 2. A lot of people are claiming that it's leaked and they have a hardware that they're showing off. But the thing is, no one is like sure if it's real or not. So everyone's kind of like covering it with a big, you know, grain of salt, very apprehensive. 'Cause a lot of people like to lie about this kind of stuff. I mean, remember back in the day, I remember they were showing, oh, this is the PlayStation 3, and they would show a controller and it would look like a Batarang, you know, like a ridiculous looking thing. Like, what is this? You know, do you really think that the PlayStation was going to have a Batarang controller? But, you know, this is the thing that people have been doing this for 20, 30 years, you know, trying to leak a console. So I haven't really paid much attention to it or talked about it on the show because I don't want to like just, you know, fruitlessly speculate about crap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see the point. So, you know, we're not going to really bother with that. But if any new news comes out, I'll let you know. That's like concrete stuff. There hasn't really been that much recently. But another thing that I want to talk about, because we have to figure out this week, so this is probably the last topic until we just do some Q&A. I want to talk about where we are right now with the goals hit. We're at 45 already. All right. That last week, when we started the week, we were at like 30. And now we're at 45. So to give you some perspective here, all we have to do is hit 5 goals, and we're locking into a marathon this week. Okay. So considering some of the marathons that have been tossed around and presented, I'm really leaning towards 3 different ones. Okay. The first one would be a Rageathon, where you guys suggest rage-inducing games for me to play. Okay. And another would be, actually, I take that back. There's 2 that I'm interested in: the Rageathon and playing Dino Crisis and getting a big chunk into the playthrough of Dino Crisis, like doing a Dino Crisis marathon day. Like, I think those are the 2 best ideas. The other one is, some people had suggested me to play retro games. If I were to do a retro games marathon, I want to play Mega Man. Like, I'm seriously craving Mega Man. I haven't played Mega Man now in so many years. And I think, like, if I did a marathon, if I found a way to digitally get the Mega Man games, because they are on modern consoles, and I think they're even on PC, actually. What I would do is I would do my best to try to, like get as far in Mega Man as I possibly could in one day. Let's see. Oh, my God. Look how many Mega Man games there are on here. Let's see. The Mega Man Legacy Collection. I think this is the one that has all the classics, if I remember correctly. Yes. So the Legacy Collection, I believe, is, let's see, Mega Man 1 through 6. Yep. So imagine if in one sitting, I tried to get through Mega Man 1 through 6. Wow. That would be a pretty tough undertaking, I feel. To get through all 6 Mega Man games in one stream. I mean, maybe what it should be is like people challenge me to get as far as I can and, people guess how far I'll get. That would be really challenging though. But I would enjoy that. And by the way, I'd be drinking and stuff during the marathon. So it would be pretty challenging. So that's what I'm presenting. Number 1, a Mega Man marathon. Challenge run where I try to get through the 6 classic Mega Man games in one marathon. Number 2, Dino Crisis marathon, where I play through the original Dino Crisis, now on PlayStation 5. Legit first time playthrough ever. Okay, which you guys have wanted for many years. Or number 3, a Rageathon, where you guys nominate rage-inducing games for me to play over the course of the day. I'm okay with any of those. But let's lock into those 3 ideas. Let's talk about them over the week, and let's figure it out, because within a few days, it looks like we're going to be hitting our goals. All right? So this marathon is going to be a gaming day where I play one continuous stream all day long. Oh, I got liquor. I forgot to tell you. I got some liquor for this event. You guys had told me to get those 99 bananas. Remember that? I got a multi-pack. They actually had a multi-pack of flavored shots from that company. So it's like bananas. It's like different fruits. There's like bananas and orange and strawberry and shit. And I got a big multi-pack of it. So I could be taking shots of this very strong liquor while I'm trying to do a marathon. That would be pretty fun. I think there's like 10 shots in the pack or something like that, or 12 shots in the pack. So basically you could, for contributions, you could make me take one of the fruity shots. That'd be pretty funny. So it's whoever gave me that idea, thanks. So that's funny. So I got it at the liquor store. So there'll also be food. Like I'm going to order some food with my wife, and it's just going to be an episode of Feasting with the King, meaning it's not DSP Tries It where I'm necessarily taste testing a product, but instead we're ordering some food from a place that we know that we like. So that way, we're kind of enjoying the meal no matter what. Not, I did a taste test and it ended up sucking, so I got shitty food today. Instead, my wife and I will determine like a good place nearby to try. So that'll be fun. So yeah, so that marathon is happening as soon as we hit 50. I mean, it could happen as soon as, let's see how soon that could happen. But let's say we hit 2 goals today, 2 goals tomorrow, and the goal on Tuesday. So it could happen as soon as this Wednesday. We could do the marathon, okay? So any day later in the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whenever we hit our 50 goals hit, we can plan that the marathon would basically be like right then, okay? Yeah, I know. See, Hypnotic Jinx says a drinking Rageathon would be good. I think any of those ideas with drinking would be good. Seriously, like, I'm a Rageathon, but you're making me take shots and it just gets worse, or I'm trying to play a Mega Man and trying to really concentrate and do well, but then I'm drinking at the same time. You know what I mean? Or even Dino Crisis, again, first time experience with a survival horror game that's a classic from back in the day, but being buzzed, I think that should all be really fun. So there you go. No, Kyle, I already said earlier on the show, we're not taking the extra day off this week. Originally, we were going to, but we decided against it this week. We're going to probably do it maybe next week. Okay, we'll see. Oh, speaking of which, wow. I received a very generous contribution. I didn't even notice it. I have received a $50 tip. It's from Jinx. Thank you, Jinx. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. And let's see what you have to say. Sorry that I didn't see it right away. I was in the middle of my marathon ideas, and I got caught up. So thank you so much, Jinx, for a $50 tip. Let's get you up on the leaderboard and see what you want to chat about today. If I could find the leaderboard. There it is. Hooray, we can get the nipple dude off the leaderboard. Hooray. Cool. We're already up to $82 in contributions. We are more than halfway to the goal. Haven't even booted the game yet. That's a very good sign. Let's hit the goal on this stream. Let's get to 46 and keep the momentum going, right? Okay, so Jinx says here, I'm loving all of your upgrades. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad to see so many good changes that you've implemented that seem to really boost the quality of the stream, like getting rid of the vest and hats that definitely got played out. Completely agree. And the new goal system is so much better. Everything is counting towards a new goal. And it's amazing how everyone now can feel included, not just people who are tipping via PayPal. Keep up the great work. You're killing it. Thank you. Yeah, again, this is all a completely interactive, back and forth, working with all of you to make everything better, right? Just tipping is like, geez, If you're just tipping, only one way to contribute to count towards stuff is kind of silly. And that's how I was doing it over the summer. And now I kind of regret it. I'm like, man, if I had actually done it differently, who knows how things would have went. The streak might have still been continuing right now if I had done it differently, right? But that's on me, you know. Having everything count makes sense, make everyone feel included, having every contribution count towards a goal. Who cares about a streak? I just care about, in general, people supporting the content, right? And now, look how quickly we're getting rewards. Basically, once a week, we're getting a DSP Tries It. We're about to get a marathon, and we just started this new goal system at the end of December. So it's pretty awesome, right? Remember, at 100, we're bringing back the idea of the viewer's choice event, where you guys are going to nominate and vote for a game that we're going to try out as an actual playthrough. And if it succeeds in a couple of streams, then we're going to keep doing it, keep playing it, you know? So this is awesome. We're actually bringing back stuff that we haven't done in so long. I really am enjoying myself. I think that this is a much better idea, and I really feel like all of you, are enjoying it as well. From the feedback I'm getting, everyone says, yeah, this is way better than the streak idea. And let's also be honest, okay? The idea of the vests and the hats and the gunner glasses. It worked for a time, right? But the gimmick dies out. And it's like, well, how long are you going to do this gimmick? You're still putting on vests. You're still putting on a hat. You're still putting on glasses. And the funny part is that these things become kind of like memeable and kind of like things that people reference in both a positive but also a negative light. Like my detractors and other people will be like, oh, he dresses up on stream. I'm like, yeah, but it's don't you get it that it's just a silly thing I do? It's not like that's not the gimmick of this stream, is that Phil dresses up for you. It's that Phil's putting out content you already like. And if we hit a goal, well, then I reward with this or this. But was it really that much of a reward? Like the vest streak worked because it was spontaneous. It was something that out of nowhere, while doing a retrospective event, we saw an old video of me wearing this vest. Like, do I still have it? Yeah, here it is. I'll put it on. And then people wanted to see it as a gimmick, as a silly thing. And it resulted in months and months of support because of it, right? But after a while, it's like, okay, how long is this going to continue? And to be honest, my closet was filling up with vests and hats and things. It's like, do we really need all of this crap? Or can I just put out content that people like and we'll support the content? And then we could do things that are better than that. Like I feel bringing back DSP Tries It, doing fun marathons, doing viewers' choice events and special milestones. That's more exciting and rewarding to the viewer than just seeing me put on a hat. You know what I mean? Actually making special content as opposed to, oh, he dressed up today. So I agree with you. I was tired of the whole, dress up gimmick, but people wanted it for a long time. We found a way. We phased it out this last year. I think it's much for the better. I'm glad. Now, here's the thing. Maybe one day we will bring it back, right? Maybe one day just for fun. And that's the cool thing, is to have it come back for a special event or something is different. So let's see. I think that the feeling of specialness and, the meaning behind it was lost when it just became a commonplace thing. It's just like anything. If you do something every day or it becomes a regular thing in your schedule, then it's not special anymore. And it kind of lost its meaning. Okay, so thank you, Jake, so much for a $50 tip. Even says, would you ever let some viewers join you in certain games like Black Ops 6? To be honest, I didn't really look into it, okay? And the reason being, there wasn't a massive demand for me to do fan lobbies and stuff. The fan lobbies that I've tried over the last couple of years didn't really work that well. Like Street Fighter 6 died within a couple attempts. Trolls always try to ruin fan lobbies with bad behavior. Like, would you really want to be in a Black Ops 6 lobby where half the spots were taken up by trolls who just stand around teabagging me and each other and, blocking shots and being stupid? And that's what they tend to do. They're just morons, I wish that there was a way to really do it properly, but sadly, there's really not. They always, these people don't get that, like, no matter what they do, I'm still going to be here making content, loving my life, and having a good time with all of you. They can't understand it. They actually think that, like, they have some kind of meaningful existence on this planet when in reality they don't. Like, they were all fucking finger snapped off the planet today. It would be the same. In fact, it would probably be a better place because they're just toxic individuals trying to ruin the positivity and fun of people who want to be positive and fun rather than toxic, hateful, harmful individuals. So, I just don't get it because there's no point to anything they're doing, but they still try anyway, So I guarantee you the moment that I attempted to do something like that, oh, let's do a a fan lobby of Call of Duty, they'd be all over it. They'd be trying to take up every spot. They'd be trying to ruin it for those who, for me, here's the thing. It's not a big deal for me to try to do like a fan lobby, but who I feel bad for is the viewers who really want it. Because imagine that I schedule it, I plan it, I get a bunch of people lined up to do it. We get set up, everyone's excited, and then half the people are trolls and they ruin it for the people who wanted to have it, and then it ends up being disappointing. Like, I still remember to this day, and this was over a decade ago, all right? I remember Metal Gear Solid 5 and a Battlefield game. They were both come out the same year, and I was doing my year-end, fan, what was it? What did I used to call it back then? Fan appreciation? Yeah, I had a week where I would do all fan appreciation lobbies. And, like, I remember particularly those two games, people were really excited to team up with me, and both games were completely ruined by the trolls. And I was like, I don't want to do it anymore because what's the point? I would much rather just have people realize that it's better to not have it than to have it be shitty. I would much rather not do something at all than just have it be subpar and annoying and a disappointment to everyone. And sadly, I say fan lobbies, but really what it is viewer lobbies, sadly are just one of the things that ultimately the trolls can control. They have the ability to kind of ruin it for everyone. And that's why I've stayed away from them, By staying away from that, if you don't give those people opportunity to get attention, it just makes everything better. You don't want it to bring back down your content and give people unreasonable expectations, and then it ends up sucking because of these idiots. So that's why, to this day, I still don't do fan lobby stuff. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. If there really was massive demand for it, maybe one day I would look into it. But that's really why I just don't do it, because some idiot is just standing in the background, waiting to jump onto the scene and try to pee on everyone's Wheaties, as they say. There's losers who just cannot wait to try to spoil something for someone else, which is really dumb. Okay, so continuing on here. So by the way, I think I've covered everything I want to talk about on the show. FYI, the hot topic today is obviously year-end series start tonight, new wrestling commentary show on Tuesday morning, and marathon coming up later in the week when we hit 50 goals, and we're already on pace to hit a goal on this stream. So let's keep that going, okay? Jing says, I hate it when I go to look at your channel to catch up on stuff that you're playing, but then it pops up, all detractor nonsense instead. But to keep people obsessed with you for this long, you must be doing something right. Yeah, like here's the truth. I don't care anymore about what they do at all. They don't affect me in any way. They really don't. Like, I don't bring them up. I don't pay attention to what they're talking about. I don't entertain nonsense. When people try to bring their shit up on my streams, I'm like, I don't care. I'm so far above it at this point. I've got more than enough stuff to do. I've got so much content to put out there. Different games people want, different shows people want me involved in. No lie. Just this week, I was asked to be on two completely different shows. Not my wrestling commentary show and not even Kino Casino. I was asked to be on two other shows. And I'm like, maybe, I'm thinking about it. So, I'm being pulled in a million directions. I'm cool. Why do I give a crap about a group of people who are trying to full-time detract me, And then these people are, oh, did you know this guy's restreaming you? Yeah, I don't care. Let them do whatever they want. They're losers. They can have their own toxic communities, completely based on madness, unhinged cult-like thought. Anyone who has a brain goes over there, watches them for 10 seconds, is like, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with these people? And then they move on. It's only these weird, very, very gullible, susceptible, weak-minded people who would even watch that kind of content. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would sit around watching someone who is obsessed with me all the time in a negative way? Well, who am I to even warrant having little flaws and things pointed out constantly on a daily basis? Who cares? I'm just a regular dude streaming and making content for you. That's it. What impact do I really have? So why would they obsess over me? Except they found a group of very weak-minded, very hyper-focused individuals who can't help themselves than just have a mania. Because that's really what it is. It's actually insanity. It's a mania. Normal people would never act like that or feel like that. They have lives, they have jobs, they have friends, they have things going on for them that are just way more important than hyperfixating on one dude on the internet who puts out gameplay content and podcasts. You know what I mean? So I don't care about anything they do. I completely ignore them. Let's be honest, who's really at fault here? YouTube. Because YouTube's algorithms are so weak and put together so poorly. The coders are so fucking book smart instead of street smart. They don't understand that having the way their search engine works literally only promotes toxicity. You will always have a piece of toxic, negative content promoted on YouTube over a positive one. Always. And that's sad. They shouldn't have a website dedicated to toxicity and people monetizing toxicity. They should have a website that promotes the good of humanity, that tries to put forward productive and positive content, pushes it to the forefront, and then allows you to monetize it. Instead of, hey, here's 20 pieces of harmful, shameful, toxic content that hurts humanity, and let's monetize and make bank on it. Shame on them. They're a bunch of fucking immoral losers who run this fucking site. Really, the people who are in charge are immoral losers who only care about a buck rather than actually helping humanity. Because if they did want to help humanity, they'd actually push forward the good content. And they would take all these toxic scumbags and literally kick them off the site. But they don't care. They only care about the almighty dollar because they're greedy. And let's be honest, they're lazy. They don't want to work. They don't want to actually put in the effort to find good content and promote it. They just want the algorithm to do everything for them. So it's YouTube's fault that all that negative stuff is pushed forward. But I don't care. I work within the system. I'm still able to make a living and do what I love. And I'm going to keep pushing forward positively. I don't pay attention to their shit. But you're right. It's a shame that searching for Dark Side Phil or DSPGaming, you're going to get 400 stupid bullshit videos. And that's what I mean. They are bullshit at this point. There was one point where every video would be like WWE champions and shit like that. That boat is sailed. No one cares about that anymore. So now it's the most dumb, nitpicky, or really like schoolyard bullying kind of shit. You're insulting my looks, my hairline. Oh, the microphone didn't work today. Dumb shit. Who cares? How is this front page news for anyone? I'm a nobody, making content, having a good time, making a living doing it, not hurting anyone. I'm not bothering anyone. So why are you on my case? Because you found a way to monetize it. Because that's the bottom line. If one of these people didn't monetize it, they wouldn't do it. These fucking idiots like duty streams. So, I'm not about the money. Then he loses his monetization. He's so salty about it. And then it's like a big celebration when he gets it back. Well, that's because you're about the money. You get it, right? Like you were always about the money. Everyone knows it. We're not stupid. You're a greedy scumbag. That's why you make content about me. It's not because you think there's meaning behind it, or it truly is entertaining an audience, or that, you're proving a point about me, or, you don't care. You're just doing it because you can monetize it on YouTube. That was always your end game. That's all of them. That's all they're trying to do is end game. They're just trying to make a buck by stealing and ripping me off. So I don't care. Like I said, maybe one day I'll hit the lotto. And all of a sudden, I'm going to have a lot of free time. I can tell you right now, the first people who are going to get sued into oblivion. Because everything they're doing is illegal. Every single fucking thing they're doing is illegal. And they would be sued into oblivion. But I just don't have the means or the time to do it. I'm too busy being, a positive dude making good content for you guys every day. I don't waste time on that, But they better just be very happy and very, very appreciative of what they've got, because one day it might just be completely taken away from them. Because I have the right to do that if ever I so choose. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Okay. All right, folks, let's see what you guys want to talk about. We have a little bit of extra time on the show. What would you like to chat about before we boot up Dark Souls? And by the way, guys, please let's get some fun stuff going, shall we? Let's get some exciting stuff going. Let's get some support going on every avenue. Right now, we got some good tips coming in. We had some gifted subs over on Kick. Who's going to be the first person to super chat today or to give some memberships or whatever, right? Who's going to do it? let's get it rolling. Because like I said, let's hit the goal so that way we can count it towards our goals hit count and get that marathon going as soon as possible this week, right? Cool. Well, I get a Switch too. Of course I will. Dude, I'm a gaming YouTuber. Of course I'm going to get the new console, right? For me, like, you know, I'm always excited when a new Nintendo console comes out because that initial wave of stuff that they put out is always the best. Like you get the new Mario game, the new Donkey Kong game, the new Smash Brothers game, the new Mario Kart. You know what I mean? Each first party title is usually very exciting. Then after a few years in, that's when things slow down. Like it was funny. My wife said, "Hey, are you using your Switch anytime soon? Because I'd like to maybe check it out and play some games on there because she's bored with everything on the other consoles right now. There's really nothing going on." And I think isn't the new Donkey Kong, like Donkey Kong Country Returns is getting a remake for Switch that's going to run in HD because the original was like a Pixel Fest back on the Wii or whatever. So she's interested in that too. She used to play Donkey Kong Country on the SNES in the 90s, and she's interested in playing this one. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, there's literally nothing. Like there's nothing on Switch that I would actually be playing at all, right? Like literally nothing at all right now. The Switch was hot the first few years. It was like constant, exciting first-party games. And then in the last couple of years, it's fizzled out, and there's been nothing. What did I play on Switch last year? Like maybe 1 or 2 games? And I can't even think of a single game that I'll be playing on Switch anytime soon. So I told her, yeah. And so she's got it charging downstairs. She's going to be messing around with the Switch because there's no reason for me to even use it, you know? But watch, when Switch 2 comes out, boom, immediately there's going to be a big line. All the first-party stuff is going to hit us, and we're going to be all excited about Nintendo again. That's what always happens. That's the Nintendo cycle is, you know, new console, first 2-3 years, very exciting. Then like another 2-3 years, kind of exciting, but not as of exciting. And then the last couple of years, dead, nothing going on. Pretty sad that's what happens with it, but that's just par for the course. No, I'm not using the preamp anymore. Someone asked, am I still using the Scarlett preamp? No, it's gone. This mic is USB, and I'm using this with a bunch of filters, and this is what I'm using from now on. You know, I don't need the preamp anymore. And actually, it's cleared up a lot of space on my desk here, not having that preamp sitting here anymore. It also cut down a lot of wiring. This is really nice now. I have almost no wires on my floor or anywhere anymore. Like everything has been significantly streamlined and improved with this new office setup. Can the mic change my voice? On the fly, I think it does have a tone adjuster. I'd have to figure that out. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure that it has like a tone adjuster where I could make my voice like ultra deep or not. Here, ready? I'm going to try. This is going to sound terrible, but let's test it. Ready? So how does this sound? This is 100% dark tone. How does it sound, everybody? This sounds familiar. Why does this sound familiar? Zesty? Ooh, zesty. Yes. The problem is this adds echo. I sound like Arthur Morgan now. Arthur Morgan. Zesty. Zesty now means gay in today's lingo. Is this true? First I've heard of that term. Well, I'll go back to what I was doing. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, we're back to the other setting now. Okay. So, yeah, so there are on the fly adjustments I can do. I'm pretty sure I could do more than that, but you know, just messing around with it, trying to get that perfect tone. Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, Hypnotic Jinx just gifted 20 subs. Excuse me, 20 memberships on YouTube. Thank you, Hypnotic Jinx. That is amazing. So you're going to see a lot of pop-ups right now on your screens, everyone. And with 20 memberships, that means that's the equivalent of $60 of support on YouTube, which means we are a mere $8 away from hitting our goal and starting the week strong, right? Thank you, Jinx. And everyone who's getting a gifted membership, enjoy. Good stuff coming this month. Year-end series, new commentary show on pro wrestling, these mods in Dark Souls, a marathon. That's just this week. This week is very exciting. It's going to be a great month. So excellent stuff. Thank you, Hypnotic Jinx. Really appreciate that. Almost to our goal. And I just received a $1 tip. Would I consider playing The Isle? It's a PC dinosaur sim with tons of different types. It requires a beefy PC like yours. Oh, I don't know. Never heard of it. Anyone ever heard of this game, The Isle? I've never heard of it before. What platforms would it be on? Just curious. Is it on like Steam? Let's see. The Isle. It came out in 2015. Experience fierce open world survival gameplay as you attempt to stay alive on an unforgiving island inhabited by dinosaurs. Here, take a look. It's an early access game, but the game came out in 2015. Well, I guess it's been in early access for a very long time. Early access for a decade, huh? Dang, that's some really early access. $20. They're still actively patching it. Look, they just patched it back in December. A gritty open world survival horror game. There's little in the way of handholding or ulterior precepts to alter playstyles or purpose. Become the beast within. What's funny is there's been development for so long, it says Windows 7. That's how long it's been in development. Damn. A GeForce GTX 960. I'm not really sure that this is such a beefy of a game as this person suggested. It says it recommends a GTX 1070, which is what, like several gens old, right? Several generations outdated. It's pretty funny. I wonder, would it be any good? Or is it so outdated? The game's been out for so long. I wonder. No, I don't have a Steam Deck. I have no reason for it. Why would I need a Steam Deck for? I've got a beefy PC. Why would I need a Steam Deck? Well, let's see here. I received a $1.50 tip from Beaver Bother. AI is getting scary. I see AI videos of you on Twitter slandering your character. How is this stuff not illegal? It is. It actually is. Like, you can't. It's already, there's things that are going up all over the place. Like, for example, on Twitter, if something is AI generated, they're going to make it required that it actually says that so that people don't get fooled and think it's real. The lawmakers are already working on laws to regulate this, so I'm not worried. Well, listen, you know me. You know my content. You know where it is. It's right here on this channel. And you know that if you see anything weird, bizarre, or stupid, I didn't do it. Listen, if anything, all right, there's one thing that people have been saying recently. DSP is just not that exciting of a guy. He doesn't get caught up in drama. He doesn't bother anyone. He's boring, and that's why we don't bring him up anymore. And when I say that, I don't mean my obsessed detractors who are making money off of constant slander, libel, and lies. I mean everybody else. If you haven't noticed, other content creators don't really mention Darkside Phil anymore. Because why would they? The mystique of the WWE Champions shit is gone. right? The incident was 8, 9 years ago. No one cares about this stuff anymore. So I'm now free to have a life, a real life, here on the internet, devoid of being constantly name dropped in a negative way. And that's a good thing. Normal people don't care about Dark Side Phil anymore because there's nothing to hate on anymore, right? So in that regard, I'm very happy about that. But that's the thing. You know that I'm never involved in any kind of drama or negative stuff. So when you see stuff on Twitter, oh, did you see what Phil did today? It's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. I'm not involved in any of this crap. I just don't want to be involved in any of this crap. I just want to hang out with you guys and enjoy games and have a good chill podcast and play. Let's do some Dark Souls mods. Let's talk about, games last year. Let's hang out. That's all it's about, man. I haven't seen a single one of the AI videos. I haven't. I've heard about them, but I haven't seen any of them yet. I've heard that people are making them, but I don't care. People do whatever they want. Go ahead. I don't give a shit. What's up, Cracker Jacks? Good morning. How you doing, man? Oh, and by the way, Dark Maggot had asked, yeah, this is a replica portal gun. I guess some people hadn't noticed it because I had it over here and you were distracted by the sign or the mic was blocking it. So I just moved it over here. Now people are already like, oh, look, the portal gun. I didn't even see that. Yeah. Portal replica gun from over a decade ago. Yeah, I think this AI stuff like that is just going to be weird and it'll be funny because it's just so stupidly odd. What AI does right now is so bizarre. It just combines the weirdest shit. It's like, what is going on? It's just chaotic. It's chaotic weirdness. So I totally understand the appeal of it, Jinx says, you really enjoyed watching me play WWE Champions. Would I ever play it again with more pulls? The thing is, as I've already said, it ran its course. The whole point of me playing WWE Champions was the meme, right? And when I played it for a month, 2 months, and people were literally giving me hundreds of dollars a stream to spend on the game, it just proved that nobody cares about what I'm doing in my private life, that everyone is okay with me playing mobile games or doing whatever I want with my own money. It's my money to spend, right? So it just, like I said, that's what really dispelled the whole mythos of, oh, DSPs playing mobile games. No one cares anymore, So it was fun. It was definitely, I got it. The meme was funny. We ran with it for a couple months, but after a while, it just became a stream. No one really cared. No one was even really supporting it anymore. It's because, the gimmick ran out. So who cares, right? And the thing is, do I play the game on my own private account? I do. It's, it's a time waster game for me. It's not even that exciting. To be frank, like this month they're doing an event that's so scattered, it's all over the place. It's like a bunch of random wrestlers I've literally never heard of that I guess are the new up and coming blood in WWE. I've never seen them wrestle, never heard of them before. Don't care about them. I'm not spending any money on them. I don't care about the characters. I'm just casually playing. So there's really nothing going on in the game, Let's see. What? Ever since I upgraded to Windows 11, my touchpad doesn't work right. Because what it is Windows 11 changed the way that windows work on your screen. Where okay, here's a scroll bar. Let me click on it. It won't work. I'll try to scroll it and it'll just get frozen. I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. Windows 11 is weird in this regard. I like it, but it just seems to have some shortcomings that, like this touchpad on the laptop isn't nearly as good anymore as it used to be on like Windows 10. Very weird, the changes they made. Oh, I see. Dark Maggot says he didn't notice this because the green screen effect phases it out. So when I'm on the green screen playing games, he doesn't notice it. He said he actually wanted one of those back in the day. Yeah, I never bought one. This was from the GameStop points program. What was it called? GameStop Rewards. Where back in the day, I spent so much money on games and then trading games in that they were just consistently giving me insane amounts of points every week. And I saved up my points for like 2-3 years. And this was like the highest tier reward was a portal gun replica. It's a mini replica. It's not full size, very small, but it's a nice little trinket. Yeah, the reason that I went to Windows 11, very, very simply, my gaming PC was on Windows 11. My capture and streaming PC was on Windows 11. And I said, I might as well just take my laptop to Windows 11 as well. This way, you know, later this year, I know Windows 10 is going to supposedly be obsolete. I'll already be on Windows 11 and using it and understand it. I'd much rather just have the same thing on all three of my computers. So that way, you know, I'm not confused trying to use features on one. It doesn't work on the other and stuff like that. But Windows 11 is good. Like, I like it. But definitely there's some things that are bizarre. The whole weird thing when you have a window and you drag it to the top of your screen and all this fucking shit pops up. Oh, do you want to organize it like this or like this? No, I just want to do it how I want. I don't want you to fuck with me. Like, get this off my screen. I don't even know how to disable that. I wish you could disable that weird thing. It's like a widget or whatever at the top of the screen. I don't even know what activated it or how to turn it off. It's very annoying. Oh, let's see here. I received another $1 tip. I've seen other streamers playing it. They're talking about this dinosaur game again. But then playing I can't even say that. It's a prehistoric crocodile. They were ambushing other players from the water. So they play as a crocodile and they jump out of the water and attack people. It sounds like it could be pretty interesting. I guess if you're really into dinosaurs, you might really like that game. Maybe play it when a Jurassic World game comes out. Oh, that is true. Darziak says, I hate in Windows 11 right-clicking. Now half the options are hidden. Yeah, what was up with them? So let's say, for example, you just want to copy-paste, right? So I highlight something and I right-click. There's no more copy-paste. It's like pictures. Why do I need to fucking learn what your picture means? Just copy-paste. What was wrong with the words? The words were universally accepted. Everyone knew what they meant. Now the scissors are cut. Copy looks like 2 squares. If you want to rename something, it's like a fucking a check thing with a letter. Like, what is this? Why did you change that? Just fucking leave the same words that we've used since Windows was incepted in the 90s or whatever, or 80s. It's been that way. Oh, let's just fucking do dumb icons now. Why? Why did you do that? You have it words? Really? Aaron says you can have the words next to the pictures. Oh, I don't know how to do that. If I would do that, if, you know, I would much rather have the words than these stupid pictures. You're liking my new background? Thank you. You like this today? This is called, I think, pixel drops. And what it is, it's like rainbow pixels that fall from the sky and hit the ground. And when they hit the ground, they explode into color. So that's what this is simulating. You see it's falling. See that? So they're like dropping down from the sky and then they explode. It's a nice background. I have it going on all my RGBs in the office, both PCs, and I have lighting around the edges of the office, and it looks very nice. You didn't do anything to get them there. They're there for you. Oh, they're not there for me. Yeah. If I try to copy paste anything right now. Oh, okay. It depends on where you are. If you're doing it in like a browser, like text, it works. But if you're like, for example, let's say you're on your desktop right now. Okay. And I just want to say copy this. Yep. It's on the top of your screen. Well, not the top of your screen, the top of your menu. When you right click on like an icon, scissors, that means cut. And then copy is now like 2 squares. You have to hover over the picture for like 3 seconds, and then it'll tell you what it actually is. Rename, what's this one? Share, and then delete. Why not just have the words? Why do we need icons that you then have to hover over to get the words? Why don't just put the words there? I don't know. I don't know a single person who was like, man, words are just too clunky. Words are just too hard to handle for me. I need very nondescript icons on my screen for all my common actions, please. Who asked for that? Windows 7 was perfect. I don't really remember Windows 7. I was on Windows 8.1 for a very long time. And be frank, I liked Windows 8.1. The only issue I ever had with Windows 8.1, it constantly had this audio driver issue where for some reason, sometimes my mic would just stop working. And then I had to restart my setup to get it to work again. It just never made any sense. It was like a Windows driver error where it would crash. And then it wouldn't work with my mic at all. And then I had to restart. There was another weird glitch too that I would get. So I don't know what caused this one. For some reason, whenever I went to play a video, the video wouldn't load. And this is anywhere. This would be on like a browser playing a YouTube video. This would be if I tried to play a video that was locally stored. So you're talking, a web browser interface, which is different than, say, a whole dedicated video player. But this would happen. All of a sudden, no videos would play anywhere. It would just endlessly lock up and load and never play. But then if I restarted my PC, it would fix the issue. So those were the two things that always happened with Windows 8.1 for me was my mic would malfunction and I would have to restart to get the drivers to like reload it, or the just won't play a video deal. That really confused me. It really confused me a lot. No Flight Simulator. Probably not this week. Reason being the year-end series. We're doing the top 10 most disappointing playthroughs tonight. Tomorrow is probably the top 10, I said 10. It's the top 20 most disappointing playthroughs and the top 20 best playthroughs of the year. Those are probably going to take 2 nights to get through. We'll see tonight. Maybe we'll get through them all tonight, but because of that, no Flight Sim. Flight Sims we've been doing on Sunday nights, but we're going to probably end up skipping it this week. So, by the way, who's going to do the final $5 contribution to get us to our first goal for the day? And by the way, who's going to do the first super chat of the day? No super chats? None? Come on, man. All right. Any final topics anyone would like to talk about? Or shall we adjourn our show for today and get set up and start with Dark Souls with mods? What do you guys want to do? Any last questions, any topics, tag me in the chat. If not, we'll get set up for Dark Souls here. What would you like to talk about? Just, what is this? Dark Side Dabbing is saying just one fill. I'll get our goal. What do you mean? One what? You'll do it if I dab? When was the last time I dabbed? Anyone even remember? I can't even remember the last time I did a dab on stream. We have the 2-part emote, but I don't remember actually like when the last time was. It's funny because the 2-part emote of me doing it is all like discolored and shit because it was my old webcam. Did I see the Marvel Rivals Fantastic Four news? I know that they're coming to the game, but, I'm not playing Marvel Rivals, so I don't really care. That's right. See, Perry the White made a good point. He says, no, you get payment first, then you do the action for exchange of the payment. You're right. Maybe if a gifted sub came in from Dark Side Dabbing, maybe I would then do dab. But, you got to pay to play. That's how they say. Gareth just did a £4.99. Then it's not, wait a minute. Then it's not dollar. A £4.99 super chat. Is that how you call it? £4.99 super chat. And he says, here's something to help. Thank you, Garrett. That's the first super chat of the day. We'll count it as 5 because it is pounds, and pounds are actually currently worth more than the US dollar. So guess what that means, folks? It means, indeed, we have done it already on today's stream before we've even booted the game. We have hit goal number 46. And ladies and gentlemen, that means Once again, we make it rain here on DSP Gaming. The coffers are clinking with your beautiful, beautiful coins. The king's taxes have been paid yet again. Thank you for supporting all of my content. This has been an amazing ride these last many months. The improvements are obviously visible and audible, and I'm so happy that you guys are liking everything that I'm doing so much and approving of it and supporting it. Thank you, everyone. Huzzah, huzzah, hear ye, hear ye. Much delight and enjoyment and merriment to be had today here on DSP Gaming. Thank you for your support. I can't wait to start playing Dark Souls again. It was very fun when I did it the other day, so good stuff. I totally forgot about the Viking emo. All right, so the reason that I now put this up is because now we're working towards another goal. If we hit 300 today, we'll add another one to the account. And like I said, when we hit 50, that's when we're scheduling the marathon. As early as Wednesday. I'm just going to say that. The earliest we'll do the marathon is Wednesday because obviously I have the year-end series and I have the wrestling commentary show scheduled already. So if, the sooner we hit 50, the better. Then we'll plan exactly what the marathon's going to be and we'll plan the date as early as Wednesday. Okay? Get the double. Let's get that double. So once again, the reminder of what the marathon will be, either a Rageathon or a Mega Man marathon of the classics or Dino Crisis marathon. It's either going to be one of those three. We just got to figure out what it's really going to be for now. I'm not sure. And keep in mind, the running goals and everything continue. We're going to be doing marathons like this over the course of the year. So even if the marathon that you're really rooting for, even if it doesn't end up being what we do now, we very well will do it, probably later in the year anyway. What am I most looking forward to as getting back in the WWE is concerned? Well, number one, I want to see what they've changed in the product. I have no clue. I don't know if the format of Monday Night Raw has changed. I don't know how long it is. I don't know how their matches work anymore. I don't even know who the champions are. I know nothing. I'm so out of the loop with WWE. It's going to feel like, a re-education to jump back in almost 5 years removed. So I'm excited to see what they've done with the product, the production values and things like that. And just go from there. For me, the reason that I really stopped watching WWE was, number one, plot lines never paid off. You would invest in something and watch it for so long, and then you wouldn't get the desired outcome, and you just feel frustrated like you wasted your time. And number two, there was just too much of it. There was too many shows, too much to follow to be in the know about wrestling. So I stopped caring. So now, slow reintegration. Start with Monday Night Raw. Probably watch, the next upcoming whatever pay-per-view. I don't know what they call it anymore. I guess it's not pay-per-view, but special event. Maybe eventually watch an episode of AEW. Try to get introduced to that because I've never seen AEW before. You know what I mean? So work on it from that angle and go from there. But that's honestly, I'm going to approach it kind of apprehensive, but let's see if it's something that's good and that I end up liking, Okay. Oh, yes. Don't worry. We brainstorming and working on it. We got a good name for the show and everything. Don't worry about that. Everything's going to be good. You guys are going to like it. Let's put it that way. You guys are going to like this wrestling show. Okay, are we good? I think we should let's wrap it up. Good chill podcast today. Happy coming back. And tomorrow will be exciting. We'll recap everything we did today in Dark Souls and with the year-end series and the light. All right, everyone. So thank you so very much for watching the Level 1 podcast. What a fun week we have ahead, right? 6 days of good stuff coming here on DSP Gaming. I hope that you guys are excited for all the new content and the new year. I am too. Can't wait to jump back into Dark Souls with mods. Can't wait for the year-end series. Can't wait for all the fun content coming this week. And I once again thank you all for your support. See you tomorrow for another fresh and fun episode of the show. Peace out, everyone. See you then.